A second by Elena. Did I not hit the left?
You're good.
Alright, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? No. Alright, and then, you good if we do this?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, and then the last thing on the agenda before we get into the public meeting is just revisiting 4901-01. The only change being, the amount of the unassigned fund balance for Pine River Road. And so the adjusted totals are on the back. We talked about this at the last meeting, the select board, made that adjustment. So I'll
I'll
make,
make the $2 in this one.
what's that?
$2. We don't have it on the warrant article.
Oh,
270. We would have 270.002.
yep. She missed the $2.
So we got it.
Where?
Item, warrant article 12.
Apparently there's a typo there.
I missed $2.
Doesn't the $2 come from the revolving funds?
Yeah, but the warrant article doesn't say that.
No, the warrant article total is different. So then should we amend this by $2?
So why we got 575, 602?
That's,
Yeah, but here we.
yeah, that's just the 520. This is the whole other warrants. This
Yeah.
is everything.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Right, we just.
Oh, so we're good.
Yeah,
We're
we
good.
just amended
Yeah, we're
dispatch
good.
software.
We're good.
Okay, that's why the 2 is messing you
Yeah,
up.
we're good.
Okay,
I was looking at the overall view.
okay. Alright, so then I'll make a motion to approve the amended 4901-01 of the warrants for 575,602.
Second.
All in favor? Or any further discussion? And then all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Mike?
No. I'm just looking at the math on the page here and trying to see where I'm at line is.
Okay.
This, that's probably the 250 gets that. Yep. thank you.
Okay, thank you. You sure?
Maybe.
Like, why do I have 2 of these? Alright. Give it 4 more minutes. Or start. Oh, we said 5:15, so I'll give it 5 more minutes. What was missing from the agenda was our next meeting, which is 2/24. And if all goes well, we'll be signing the final document. And that'd be at 6 o'clock.
7:47.
Yeah. Gonna wait till 5:15 to get started in case anybody else is coming.
Get out of here before the snowstorm.
Should I give me a chance to recycle this? undefeated.
That's slip right in my car.
I'm a visual learner.
I assume you didn't get a budget to actual.
No. Well, yes and no. It's,
Sounds about right.
yes. So I didn't bother printing it.
Put that under the headline of the helpful way to run an airlines.
We have open seating now.
What's that?
We have open seating now.
On Southwest.
This probably should start the operating budget, isn't it? That's right.
Seconds.
30 seconds. It's not like you have anything else to do. $5:15, all right. Let's start the public meeting. Thank you, everyone, for coming to the public hearing. Please silence your phones.
I did.
So they're not a distraction. I just want to start by saying I'd like to thank the budget committee for the work this season. Each member put in over 20 hours just in meetings, not including any research or analysis they did individually. I also want to thank the select board for their collaboration and time during the budget process. And I'd like to thank the capital improvement committee for the work they put into creating a detailed plan for the town. It was a useful point of reference as we went through the budget process. And then on a personal note, I'd like to thank our town administrator for all of her help getting me through my rookie season as budget chair. So we're gonna start with, well, if you are familiar with this, you probably noticed that, or if you're not familiar, the town updated a lot of our accounting codes to comply with state reporting requirements. So there's a lot of new accounting codes that have been added, and this might make some of the changes to the operating budget seem drastic. And if you have any questions as we go through the meeting, just please state your name for the record. So with that, we're gonna start with warrant article 11, the operating budget. And we'll go through that page by page. So the recommended amount for the operating budget is $2,514,427. $2,464,427 is to be raised from taxation, and 50,000 is to come from the unassigned fund balance. And the budget committee recommended this on a 5-1 vote. And so we'll start with the first page, 413001 executive. 2025 budget was 118,440. 2026 request is 108,365. And 108,365 is what was approved by the budget committee. Does anybody have any questions on that? Is that a yes? Grace?
Grace Fuller, Snow Road.
Grace Fuller.
I was just curious on the change in the contracted services. I presume there was a new contract, but what does that entail on the drop from 22,750 down to 10?
So last year, the 2025 budget was 10,000 and then it was raised at town meeting. And so the town administrator felt we could bring that back to 10,000 based on actual use.
And what does that normally entail, the contracted services? Do you know?
Do you have any insight on that, Leo?
Well, contracted services are for professional services as far as, software, or anything associated with buildings, whatever, engineering.
Got it, thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions on 4130? Alright, cool. So we got 414001, town clerk. 2025 budget was 52,996. 62,258 was the request. Or is that a 6?
Eight.
6, thank you. And 62,256 is what was approved by the budget committee. And you can see that there was a pretty big jump in the election expenses for this year where we have 3 elections. Are you speaking for the crowd or just for you?
You can move forward, otherwise you'll be here till 9.
Alright, so if I don't see hands after
Yeah,
30
please.
seconds, I'm gonna keep it going.
Here
Alright,
with you.
like I said, rookie season. Alright, 414101 supervisors of the checklist. 2025 was 1930. 2026 request was $3,010. $3,010 is what was approved by the budget committee. Again, election year. So there's more money asked for to cover that.
Was it 3 elections, right?
Yep, 3 elections.
Elections,
What's that?
3 elections plus
The town.
the town with a increase at the town meeting per hour when we're doing over and above.
Thank you. 415001, financial administration. 2025 was 54,409. Request for 26 is 58,788, and 58,788 is what was approved by the budget committee.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna go by Chuck's nod. Chuck says move forward, we're moving forward. Thank you.
If you don't see a hand shoot in the air, just move to the next one.
I'm trying to read people's faces too, like, are they, aren't
We'll
they?
be here all
Call
night.
you back.
Alright, no red,
They'll
no,
let you know if they've got a question.
alright, no red flags being thrown. 415002, information technology. 2025, was 15,000, 2026's request is 27,923, which was, and also approved by the budget committee. Are you scratching your head, Chuck? Are you asking?
Nope. Yeah, sorry, yes.
I'm gonna,
I'm sorry, that's,
So on the website, I see that there's 2,500 requested for 2026. What is that entail?
I believe our contract with the vendor is up and we're renewing the contract. Is,
That amount is actually covering the broadcast application that we've
Okay.
attempted to subscribe to. That'll allow us to send out email and text blasts to the town with town information.
I stand corrected?
And
Does that make
is this
sense?
the same contractor,
It's the
same
same,
vendor as
yes,
the current website,
yes.
which broadly speaking is not very user friendly. So extra money goes to what? How do we make it better?
Math. So when I said sort of started that application, we signed a contract back in, I'm gonna say November of last year to set up the application, and as of today's date, we still don't have access to that application. We have not paid a dime to them for it, but we were supposed to have 6 to 8 months to trial that software, and that hasn't happened. We are actively working on a plan to potentially switch to a new vendor or make some changes because we agree that the current website is not working for the town. We were under a multi-year contract with that vendor, so the hope was that we could kind of spend out the rest of that contract we already paid for. And we're coming to the end of that now, so we're at decision-making time as far as that goes.
But okay, good.
Good.
You sound effects.
Thank you, JT.
Thank you, JT. 415003, Budget Committee. 2025 was 1730. 2026 is 1761, and that total was approved by the Budget Committee. Yep, 415004, Treasurer. 2025 was 7400. And 2026 request was 14,400. 7531 is what was approved by the Budget Committee.
I'll make a notation on that. The contact person will, Bill Pikett's not involved anymore, so it'll be, Chris, what's his last name?
Okay,
Kenka. Chris Kenka is our new treasurer.
Okay.
415006, Tax Collector. 59,256 was the 2025 budget. 65,229 is the 2026 request, which was also approved by the Budget Committee. $41,5201 assessing. 52,950 was the 2025 budget. 54,351 is the 2026 request. And 54,350 is what was approved by the Budget Committee.
So, I actually have a question on this one because I wasn't aware of it when we were doing this. And I don't think we have the website availability to look up our property cards and all that anymore. We used to have that with
We have it.
Avatar. Is that still?
you can still access it publicly from Avatar, yes.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
It's GIS.
Access GIS does have the data as well.
Access GS, so it's just a different website.
You can still use Avatar as well.
To connect to that?
Yeah.
So I didn't think I was seeing that the last time
Not when I tried it. Yeah, but that didn't work.
Yeah, I think it was.
I use it all the time, yeah, it's there.
Okay, good.
Chris?
Last year in 2025, we actually made the commitment, the financial commitment, and went to Access GIS, which is a much better platform, and much more in depth. I shouldn't say better, it's a much more in depth platform. It's much more user friendly for all of the boards across, the spectrum, the planning board. There's all kinds of different tools that are available for that, but we made that financial commitment last year. And it is, I'm illiterate when it comes to, computers and things like that, and I find it very easy, relatively easy to get to. And it has all your information plus some. You can do wetlands overlays on it where you never could do that before. It's a much better platform.
If I can follow up then, because I don't know who can answer this then, is that going to be on the town's website too, so that when you're accessing the town's website for anything, you link off
It
to
is on-
that?
It
It is,
Okay, just wanted to.
go into assessing,
What's that?
go to assessing.
Yeah, well, that was my hope, okay.
Okay.
I'm just don't hang out on the website, find it that user friendly line. Thank you.
Alright. 415301 legal. 2025 budget was 50,000. 2026 request is 30,000, which was approved by the budget committee. $415501 personnel administration. 285,049 was 2025. 340,289 is the request for 2026, which was approved.
One question,
Yes, sir.
the
Chuck.
budget committee and the select board. When it comes to health insurance, first off, I believe all employees that are eligible should have it. But we also have a Cadillac plan. And when you've got over 50% of an employee's total compensation is health insurance, it might be time to take a look at another health insurance option that might be less expensive. Just for future discussion.
Noted.
We have the Cadillac, and the Cadillac's expensive.
Thank you. (4191-01) Planning Board. 2025 was 18,348. 2026 request is 19,981. And, sorry, there was, and 18,481 is what the budget committee approved. (4191-02) zoning board. 4,381 was 2025. 2,293 was the 2026 request, which was approved. (4191-03) zoning enforcement. 19,822 was the 2025 budget. 18,726.50 was the 2026 request, and 18,727 is what was improved. Basically, we just rounded up. (4199-01) Heritage Commission. 1,200 was 2025. 1,200 was the 2026 request, which was approved. (4199-02) Historic Commission. 680 was the 2025 budget request. 2026 was also 680, and that was also approved. (4194-01) Government Buildings. 2025 was 10,000. The request for 26 was 11,000, which was approved. (4194-02) Building Maintenance. 2025 was 30,000. 2026 request was 20,000, which was approved. (4194-03) Propane. 2025 budget was 15,600. The 2026 request is 1,800. Sorry, 1,000. Little bit of a difference there, thank you. Which was approved. 4194-04 electricity. I'm sorry, did I miss something?
Back up.
Back up.
Yep,
You said 18 in the bottom, it says 16.
16, yeah, I was just looking at that,
oh, sorry,
was request.
it was requested, but 16,000 is what was approved, thank you, Chris. 419404 electricity. 15,000 was the 2025 requested budget, 12,000 for 2026. And 15,000 is what was approved. $419405 telephone and internet. 7,500 was the 2025. 10,500 was the 2026 request, and 10,500 is what was approved. $419501 cemeteries, 1,500. No, I'm sorry, 2,000 was the 2025 budget. 2026 request was 1,800, and 1,800 is what the budget committee approved. $419601 insurance not otherwise allocated. So 2025 was 26,491. The request for 26 is 34,765, and 34,765 is what was approved. $419701 advertising. 2025 was 3,500. The 2026 request is 2,500, and 2,500 is what was approved.
What are the dues for?
Chris, would you like to answer that one?
NHMA,
Nancy Municipal Association and,
What's the other one?
What?
I said, what's the other, yeah, there's another one,
and we have, NRRR, which,
the glass
yeah, and.
containers,
Resource recovery.
yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. 421001 police. 237,865 was the 2025 budget request. 256,683.62 was the 2026 request. 253,875 was what the budget committee approved.
Oop, got it.
How come this, secretaries went down? Are they putting in less hours?
I believe it's the secretary duties are gonna be split between the police and fire, so both of their budgets were adjusted to reflect that.
Thank you.
Or wasn't it new in the fire department?
Yeah. Thank you. Did you catch that?
Cheryl,
I did.
Okay,
I'm good,
thank you. 421002 police details. New line item, just a $1 placeholder. 421501 ambulance contract. That was 91,458 in 2025. Request for 26 is 102,944, which was approved. Yes,
Do they, raise their rates and that's why we have to do more?
yeah, I can, do you mind
There's
addressing
an
that,
annual
JT?
rate increase as part of the contract, yes.
Okay, thanks.
I think we also allocated for, the 3 months, 9 months timeframe.
Correct. Their schedule of payments is on a normal fiscal year, not a calendar year. So, actually in 2025, we did it on a calendar year rather than their split. So we actually under budgeted in 2025.
Thank you.
$42,2001 fire department. 220,031 was the 2025 budget request. 226,233 is the 2026 request, which was approved. 422002, fire department details, again, new line item, $1 placeholder. 422003, forest fire warden. 2,000 was the 2025 budget, the 3,000 is the 2026 request, which was approved. 429001, emergency management. 6289 was the 2025 budget, $7,003 is the 2026 request, and $7,003 is what was approved by the budget committee. Board 31101, highway administration. 23,500 was 2025's budget request, 21,102 is the 2026 request, and 21,100 was what was approved by the budget committee. $43,1201, highways and streets. 576,170 was 2025's request. 595,001 was the 2026 request. And 595,001 is what was approved. Yes, Cheryl?
less. Chris, crack ceiling, why did that go down? Is it because we're not doing this much this upcoming year?
New roads.
Yeah, so we have a lot of new roads and it's getting to that point where some of the roads that we have, just doing the crack sealing isn't sufficient. So it's going to be a shim and, either a shim and overlay, which is not cheap, or a chip seal and over the whole entire surface as opposed to the crack, just a crack.
431301 bridges. 2025 request was 1,000, 2026 request was 1,000, which was approved. 431601 street lighting. 4600 was the 2025 request, 4600 is the 2026 request, which was approved. 432101 sanitation administration. 81800 was the 2025 budget request, 81301 is the 2026 request, and 81301 is what was approved. $432301 solid waste collection. 89500 was the 2025 budget request. 105 or 105,000 even is the 2026 request, and 105,000 is what was approved. 432401 solid waste disposal. 7,250 was the 2025 request. 4,900 is the 2026 request, which was approved. 432501 solid waste facilities cleanup. 2025 request was 11,850, the request for 2026 is 15,600, and 15,600 is what was approved. $4411-01 health officer. $4,050 was the 2025 budget request, $4 is the 2026 budget request, which was approved. Yes, Jen,
Do we have no health officer now?
I'm gonna let the health officer speak to you.
And I felt it was a duty as a selectman, and I am certified and licensed, I took the courses and stuff. Felt it was my duty to continue to do that. With the
So
current
there
compensation.
is stuff that you've done then,
There is,
okay.
yeah, yeah, I signed two,
Thank you for stepping up for that,
I
Chris.
signed 3 applications
I
last
know
year.
what that entails.
Thank you.
Will you keep doing it if you don't get reelected? Well,
We heard it publicly.
Yes.
That was a yes. Tough crowd
Put him on the spot.
from the budget
I
committee.
mean, it's,
Yeah, it's a good question.
That's a valid question.
I feel it's my obligation to
valid
give back to the
question.
community that's given me so much, so.
You good?
I'm satisfied, yes, I
Okay.
would have been satisfied with either answer.
Feel like I gotta watch my left flank. 441401, animal control officer, 2025 was, request was $8,050. $8,050, the 2026 request, which was approved.
Should right flank,
I'm sorry?
should right flank.
Oh, did I say left? Actually, I probably should watch both, but thank you. 444101, welfare administration. 5100 was the 2025 budget request. 5300 is the 2026 budget request, which was approved. Four 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 two 01 direct assistance. 7,500 is the 2025 request, 8,000 is the 2026 request, and 7,500 was approved. Forty-four, 45-01 vendor payments. I apologize for the handwritten copy. It was a last minute adjustment. $30,639 was the request, and
24,000.
24,000, sorry, I couldn't even read my own writing, was what was approved.
May I ask my question on that?
Yes, Grace?
Thanks. On the, OSPI Parks and Rec, did we have a contract for that, or are we at the end of our contract? Oh, next page?
Yeah,
Never mind.
some things got shifted. You'll notice that PLA is on here now where it wasn't before.
I was reading.
It's okay, thank you.
I have a
Thanks.
question too.
Yes, Jennifer?
Can you tell me why Meals on Wheels went down so much?
Just budget reasons. So they made an $8,600 request. There's a weighted formula that we use to help determine from the budget what the nonprofits get. And so their approved allotment was $4,250.
So does that decrease the number of meals that get delivered, or is it that they get less reimbursement?
The town's only able to contribute so much this year.
But they'll still get the meals.
Yeah, it won't impact the citizens, it's just our contribution this year.
Still got a question here?
So other towns make up the difference then? Who get the benefit of it?
No,
And there's a lot of grants.
but Chris.
Yeah. Did you hear that, Jim?
No.
Chuck, you wanna say that again, please?
There's some grant funding.
There's a lot of grant funding that comes up.
Yeah, a lot of these organizations have a lot of grant funding.
Yeah, we get, pretty detailed packets from all the nonprofits before we meet with them.
And some of the kind of rubric for scoring is like how much goes to their salary overhead versus some of the organizations are all volunteer and.
Like Freedom Food Pantry.
Yeah. I just know the need is probably not any less.
No,
Thank you.
45-2001 Parks and Rec. 2025 was 45,000, 2026 is 50,000, which was approved.
And that's
Yeah.
up for negotiation this year.
It's the last year of the agreement. $45,5001 library. 75,207 was the 2025 budget request. 78 832 was the 2026 request, which was approved. Gosh, I'm seeing double. 458301, patriotic purposes. Level funded from 2025, 2026 and approved at $750. $461101, conservation administration.
We had conversation.
Conversation was.
Which I kind of like that, just say, but.
I'm gonna blame autocorrect on whoever put this sheet together,
Sorry.
but good catch.
It's okay, it's good.
I probably looked at that 1,000 times and,
We all did.
right, we all did.
I was gonna volunteer for that one, but no.
I lost my place. So 2025 was 4530. 2026 request is 3680, which was approved. 461901 town forester, again level funded from 2025 2026 and approved at $1,000. $4711-01 debt service, just a $1 placeholder in there, which was approved. 472301 TAN interest, again, $1 placeholder in there, which was approved. 4901-01 other warrants. So the total for this was 575,602.
Questions, Colin?
Yes,
So
Chuck?
the dispatch software and the airbag stuff, was that like updated pricing that caused that to change?
Yeah, they got a better deal on it, so it went from originally 18,400 to 5,600.
Thank you.
And you can see in the margins, and when we go through the warrant articles, a lot of that's gonna be covered by the unassigned fund balance. Susan?
On the Pine River paving, what does that include?
I'm gonna bring out our Pine River expert to discuss that.
The road maintenance guy.
Chris?
So that is to do the base coat on the remaining 1.1 miles,
Unpaid.
the unpaved portion, and the top coat on the total 2.2 miles. It also includes, which we are in, we have an agreement with the town of Ospey, which will be a written agreement. We gotta finish the measurements. Unfortunately, the snow has hindered some of that. But the 1.1 and the 2.2 includes the 729.60, I believe, my memory serves me correct, to take it right to the fog line. The actual true town line is at a really strange angle. It's not straight across the road. Every resident, if you're heading towards Ospey, is an Effingham taxpayer, so to not pave in front of their house, it's not fair. So we're going right to the fog line. There was a discussion with the budget committee about, the town shouldn't be paying, because unlike Rifle Road, which is a wash with Levitt Road, because we maintain Rifle Road right to the fog line, Ospey maintains Levitt Road right to the fog line. Those are equal distance. There's not a give and take necessarily with Pine River Road. There is a dirt section of Simon Hill Road that we do maintain, to a certain point, and so does Ospey, but that's not apples to apples, cause one's dirt, one's pavement. Ospey has agreed to allocate and reimburse the town of Effingham for the yardage that's going to be utilized to pave their portion of the road,
Of Pine River.
of Pine River.
But they're paying for that.
They're going to
We're
pay,
not.
we're gonna pay for it, they're gonna reimburse us.
Okay, good, thank you.
Chris, just with what you just said, it just kind of jogged a memory item. With those agreements we've had that have been verbal agreements for years, including like Levitt and Rhinefield and whatever, have we ever thought about committing, oh, never mind. Okay, got it, thank you.
That's right from Hampshire Municipal Association, our legal counsel, who happens to be the same legal counsel for the town of Ossipee. Because the state statute is very clear.
Yep.
It makes it
Messy.
very difficult to put
Okay.
something in writing, so. The gentleman agreement that's been going on longer than any of us have been involved in this is,
Works.
works.
Just.
Yes.
Oh, you didn't get, yeah, I'm sorry, I was gonna get you that, thank you. We're actually almost to the end, Vicky. I said we're almost to the end with the warrants, I mean with the budget sheets,
Really?
yes. But I'm glad you made it.
Thanks.
49-1501 capital reserve funds. 2025 request is 29,000. 2026 request is 32,000, and 32,000 is what was approved. 49-1601 expendable trust funds, 40,687 was the 2025 request. 51,001 is the 2026 request, and 56,001 is what was approved.
Well done.
And that's the end of the nitty gritty. We can go through the warrant articles now. So now we'll go back to number 2.
I have a question.
Jennifer? No, I know who you are. I'm just saying it for the record.
Do you know how much this will, if this all passes, how this will affect your taxes? Have you?
I do.
You wanna give it here now, or you wanna go through this first?
Yeah, do you want that number now, or you wanna go through everything? What's that?
I'll write it down.
I don't wanna go by memory, but I did write it down.
Yeah. I got it
I'm-
here. Here we go.
26, right? Yep. Yep, so right now, if all the warrant articles pass, we're estimating a tax impact of 26 cents per thousand.
That's what you're using on unreserved fund balance too, on top of that. To offset it.
Actually, yeah, hold on, I can give you more detail. So in all the warrants, right now, there's $427,600 of unassigned fund balance being used to offset expenses.
So there's, taxes won't go up then? Is that what you're trying to say?
No,
No.
26 cents is still,
26 cents per thousand is still projected.
yeah.
If they didn't apply the fund balance to it, it would be higher.
It would be higher.
Okay,
Like Pine River, we used unreserved fund balance to offset that 270.
I got you, thank you.
So. Warrant article number 2 for municipal building roof repair project. The request is to raise the sum of $30,000 to repair the roof on this building. And this sum is to come from the unassigned fund balance and no amount to be raised from taxation. And the budget committee approved this with a 5-1 vote. Alright, number 3,
You got a question, Chuck?
So why wouldn't you have just added 30,000 to the municipal building budget and not worry about the warrant article? Because if you don't use all the money specifically to the dollar for the warrant article, you've got management issues with the excess money.
We can roll, well, go ahead, Chris.
you should just sit up here tonight, Chris.
Yeah, sorry. So when we first wrote this warrant article, it was going to be part of what we were anticipating being the municipal expansion.
Right.
So it was identified that before we add on or do an additional building to this building, we had to correct any aging or problems. So we had the roof assessed. It was deemed that it was in need of repair. We did put out RFPs, we have a price. This $30,000 does accommodate for, the year that's gonna surpass when we put out the RFPs for inflation and that sort of thing. But that's why it was left separate, it was standing alone, and there was a description, not to muddy the waters, I hope this is coming from this Board of Selectmen, not from the Budget Committee. There was verbiage in there with the description that the fund balance was to come from the auction sale profits, whatever. So that's why it was singled out and left by itself.
We plan on replacing the roof this
No,
year.
I just, yeah, from a cleaner, I'm just thinking from a cleaner standpoint, it would have been better to increase the building and then not have to deal with the warrant article whatsoever, but I understand your reasoning for it. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Alright, warrant article 3, establish and fund municipal and public safety building project capital reserve fund. So, sorry, I'm trying to summarize this on the fly.
Everybody's reading it, right?
Yeah, I know, I don't wanna read it to people, I'm assuming they've read it, but, I basically wanna, raise and appropriate the sum of,
You're supposed to read it though.
I'm supposed to read the whole thing?
You're supposed to read it.
Alright. See if the town will vote to establish a municipal and public safety buildings project capital reserve fund under the provisions of RSA 35:1 for the purposes of prep sites, construct, renovate, and equip municipal buildings and parking lots, and to raise and appropriate the sum of $50,000 to be placed in this fund. The sum is to come from the unassigned fund balance. No sum is to be raised by taxation. Further, to name the Board of Selectmen as agents to expend from said fund. The Board of Selectmen recommend this article. The Budget Committee does not recommend this article on a 3-3 vote. And the description, the town's building subcommittee has been working to propose new buildings to include a meeting space, police department, and office spaces at the fire department.
So Scott, I don't think you need to read descriptions going forward, but the article is probably the only thing you really.
I was on a roll, but thank you.
Yeah, well, I figured I'd try to shorten this meeting a little.
So, the budget committee split, this recommendation. Those that didn't recommend it, what was the reason?
Do you wanna kick this one off?
Sure. I think I had two main issues in not supporting it. One was the way that it had been written about, that the portion of unassigned fund balance that would go into it, that it was representing the 2025 auction when those funds were not received in 2025. So in my mind, they're not part of the 2025 unassigned fund balance. And just the lateness with which we received the proposed article. It was, we're voting the night that it was in front of us, so hadn't really had time to.
I also voted against it. My major concern here is we're funding a project that the town hasn't adopted the entire project. That is to say, there's a bond that's gonna be put out there for a major construction of a building. And until that building has been voted on by the town, I think this is kind of a little cart before the horse. This could be an additional warrant article at that point in time to get whatever funds are available, whether it's more funds than this. So my feeling is, we've had a municipal building thing once before, it was on the books for 20 or 30 years or whatever, it went nowhere, money was just sitting there. So that was it for me.
I was the third no vote. For similar reasons to Mike, it didn't make sense to me to put money aside for a project that had no estimate and had not been approved by the town.
Thank you.
I'm sorry,
I wanna make my point.
okay, JT had his hand up.
So the reason that the building committee is asking for this fund to be established and this money to be placed into it is so that we can pay for the plans for the building. We can't present a bond or plans for a building if we can't pay to make the plans up. So this money is meant to develop the plans for the building changes. and that's what the money would be used for.
Not just plans though, engineering services
The
and stuff
engineer,
like.
yeah, the all in
We have issues with sprinkler systems and all that, we have to understand if we're gonna need it or not, so we have to get the
So I understand what you just said, but when I look
It's not
at
what
the
the
you
language
mentioned quotations, that is not part of this article.
Right, right.
Prep sites has nothing to do with architecture. Construct, renovate, equip, park,
I can't speak because I didn't write it and I don't know the exact conversation that was had with legal, but from my understanding, the word construct, you gotta have plans to construct.
meets the criteria.
So you can't
It
construct.
was,
without
we
plans.
went through Matt with this,
Okay,
but that's the purpose of the 50,000
but
initially.
why wouldn't you have thrown the word architect in there as an additional word?
Cause it's not part of the RSA, we quoted the RSA,
Okay, Chris, thank you.
Thank you, Chris,
sorry.
Thank you.
No, good, thank you.
that's good.
Alright, warrant article number 4, establish and fund the police department, I'm sorry,
Oh, didn't he wanna give his opinion?
I'm sorry, what did I miss?
Yeah,
Leah,
Well, Leo, JT answered and I just added on to it.
Yeah, okay,
Thank you.
no, thank you. Number 4. Establish and fund the fire department revolving fund, shall the town vote to establish a revolving fund pursuant to RSA 31:95-H for the purpose of fire department special detail wages, benefits, administrative costs, supplies, equipment, and vehicles, and to raise and appropriate a sum of $1 to be deposited into the fund. Further, all revenues received for the fire special details, fire inspections, fire billing, EMS billing, mutual aid reimbursements, and EMS reimbursements will be deposited into the fund, and the money in the fund shall be allowed to accumulate from year to year and shall not be considered part of the town's general fund unreserved fund balance. The town treasurer shall have custody of all monies in the fund and shall pay out the same only upon order of the Board of Selectmen, and no further approval is required by the legislative body to expend. Such funds may be expended only for the purpose to which the fund was created. The Board and Selectmen recommend this, and the Budget Committee recommended it on a 4-2 vote. Cheryl?
Cheryl,
Cheryl?
fire, just so everyone hears me. We have been spending, the fire department and the selectmen have spent an awful lot of money for the fire department in the last couple of years. Where are the grants that are coming in that were worked on in the past to offset some of these?
So we have received several grants over the last couple of years, about $120,000 over the last 2 years worth of grants. So we are still doing that to offset equipment. The purpose of this fund specifically, we do bring in revenue as part of our day-to-day duties, whether that's going out and doing fire inspections, which we charge for. We do have the ability to bill if the ambulance goes out on a call now, if we transport, so there's revenue that can come in from that. We can bill for certain fire department responses as well, so there's revenue potentially coming in from that. We do have the money that comes in from Parsonsfield every year as well for the mutual aid agreement. So this will allow all of that money to be in a fund that's accessible for the department to use to offset any unexpected costs, whether that's the repair of something that we didn't expect and budget for, or the purchase of something new. The hope is that as this fund builds up, that can reduce what we need to ask for every year going into the trust funds, because this can help partially fund some of those things. Another example is when we have the major storms and we have to put additional staff on and things of that nature, this is somewhere that we can take that money from rather than the operating budget.
Thank you.
Right, warrant article number 5, establish and fund police department revolving fund. Second verse, same as the first.
Yep.
Shall the town vote to establish a revolving fund pursuant to RSA 31:95-H for the purpose of police department special detail wages, benefits, administrative costs, supplies, equipment, and vehicles, and to raise and appropriate the sum of $1 to be deposited into the fund. Further, all revenues received for police special details will be deposited into the fund, and the money in the fund shall be allowed to accumulate from year to year and shall not be considered part of the town's general fund unreserved fund balance. Town treasurer shall have custody of all monies in the fund and shall pay out the same upon order of the Board of Selectmen, and no further approval is required by the legislative body to expend. Such funds may be expended only for the purpose to which the fund was created. A Board of Selectmen recommend this warrant article, and the Budget Committee recommends it on the 4-2 vote.
It's the same principles as the fire department, what we just did.
Question.
Sorry, Chuck?
As worded, would the funds in here be eligible if they were needed for like replacing Jess with another dog or something like that? Or no? Cause I don't see it as an officer, I don't see it as equipment, and I'm asking this relative to the fact that dogs for us have been extremely valuable in reducing drugs in this area.
I don't have an answer for that, Sergeant, do you, or?
I believe there's a whole separate section for just the canine, and I know with the current canine that we have now, Jesse, is actually paid for appropriated through.
I can actually
Plus,
see
Does it
you
say from
getting
taxation?
donations into this fund
Very well.
for that very purpose, but the way this is worded, I don't think it allows you to take the money out and use it for that.
That I wouldn't have.
I think we need to know the legal definition of equipment and whether or not a
That's why I'm
canine
asking,
would
that's
fall
why I'm
under
asking the
equipment.
question, just to make sure it's covered.
They're both,
Yeah.
they're both
It's
using
a
that verbiage.
broad capability if ever needed.
I
So,
think if you look at the RSA, there's a little bit of difference between what a revolving fund can do for police versus fire and ambulance. And police may be more limited to details.
Okay,
From
you're
what I
going to, you
remember
want to?
reading.
I will.
so
Okay,
just to throw 2 cents in, since it's a bottom line budget, say the police department, we're getting close to the end of their budget, their total, and they use money for this, what you're suggesting came up. This would allow some flexibility there in that case too, to fund other things that would normally be covered in their budget, so you could be shifting some funds creatively.
Chuck, would you like a copy of that RSA?
No, I wanted to make sure we had the broad capability built in if we needed it down the road, but it sounds like there's solutions to handle it.
And if I can just throw something out real quick.
Yeah.
Just, one of the things that really made me like these 2 warrant articles was the accounting. There's so much in accounting that gets thrown into a pot of miscellaneous and stuff and doesn't reflect the efforts of the police or the fire department or the incomes they bring in, or to demonstrate the changes that they're going through in the fire department's case, all these new inspections that are thrust upon them. That's not reflected anywhere in their labor and salary lines, but there's more things thrown at them. Revenues will come in from that, it'll help probably justify some things that take place in those departments going forward, because you'll see kind of a cause and effect, and it really kind of throws the money into those departments to reflect. It cleans up a lot of little loose end accounting items as well.
Sorry, I thought I saw somebody with their hand up before Mike spoke, and I forgot who it was, I'm sorry, Grace.
I didn't see you either.
No, I was waiting. I need clarification on how warrant articles are written, because I'm a little concerned about Article 3 and, the other one, wait a minute, no, well, let's just use Article 3 as an example. I don't know that the purpose of, and I'm gonna say, quote, prep sites, construct, renovate, and equip municipal buildings and parking lots, unquote. I don't know why that's in quotation, because that's not an excerpt from the RSA. And to me, it implies that it's an excerpt from the RSA, and so I don't think that's an appropriate way to do this, because the RSA does not specifically cite those words. So, from the compliance point of view, I would recommend you change that. I don't know if you can. To me, it's a substantive change in that it does the implication is it comes from the RSA, but I'll refer to my attorney friend for clarification
Those words are not in
Yeah,
35
no, they're not.
one.
at all.
At all?
No, they are not.
No.
We both just looked it up separately and not at all. It gives general information on how capital reserve funds can be set up, but no specifics at all are in 35A. I mean 35(1).
Okay, we'll remove it.
I was gonna say, our town administrator's not here, so.
No, we'll move, well, it's not,
You are setting up a fund per RSA 35(1).
That gives you the authority
That gives
to
you
set
the
up
authority,
fund.
and we're then limiting it not by the RSA, but by definition,
To
the
this
own
point.
definition
Right.
of prep sites, and I thought it was in one other one as well.
So if I could add to that,
Yes,
the important thing would be that you describe in regular, everyday language, what the purpose of this fund is.
Right.
What's it gonna fund? Don't worry about the legalese, just everyday words.
Yep.
So that's clear, that's the important part.
same with number 7. 7 was the other one that passed it with the.
well, we haven't gone there yet.
And yeah, the quotations, unless it's a direct quote from the RSA.
So you don't put it in quotations,
No.
but if you're gonna, this is take the quotations out, that's a direct quote from the RSA.
No, it's not.
No,
Not at all.
Those words are not.
Oh, those, yeah, those words are, but the rest of it is, right?
You could, yeah, you
no,
could
no.
quote the RSA in its entirety and do that. You could put a more descriptive, stipulations to the fund approved by your attorney for these purposes. Because the trustees of trust funds are going to look for, like Susan said, what is this actually saying to us to release the money for?
Right.
So if you're pigeonholing yourself if your language is too restrictive. So
But
you might
that's-
wanna be very careful how you word it.
I would
think
agree
it's a
with
really
exactly
good
what you
point
said, but
brought up.
but it's separate from the RSA.
Right, exactly.
35(1)
Yes.
says that towns have the authority to create a capital fund. And then it lists for the types of things you can do that for, including construction, reconstruction, or acquisition of a specific capital improvement. Or type of equipment. So the
That's pretty-
words, that's general authority. And then, so you take that
Mhm.
and you say, okay, we're gonna use that authority to create X fund for this purpose.
Right.
So the fund is for municipal public safety
Buildings.
building. And then the things that you wanna include, like
Engineering, whatever,
engineering,
consulting,
architectural
architect.
plans,
Yep.
site acquisition or plans, or, whatever. Just in everyday language, list what the money would be spent on.
Got it. Okay, thank you very much.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
Caitlin asked me to input that the trustees recommended putting the purpose in quotations in the warrant articles, so that was why.
Thank
there
you.
were Quotations.
Then I think it needs to be rephrased.
Doesn't make them right.
Yeah.
No, it needs to be rephrased, because I don't think legally this stands.
Well, it's gonna go DRA, afterward, they have to approve it, no? The warrants, I think the warrants,
Money articles, so yeah, right?
It would go to, you're establishing a new capital reserve fund,
Mhm.
and they wanna know, does your purpose
match,
meet 35(1)?
correct,
But further than that, you want the trustees of trust funds
to understand,
to understand exactly
Or-
what they can approve money for.
okay.
So if it gets changed, do we have to have another public hearing?
Uh,
I believe so.
no, you're just,
You're not changing the purpose of the amount.
Not changing the amount.
You're kind of-
yeah, you're not
Just
changing
letting-
amounts,
They're just changing the
Just the
language.
verbiage.
clarifying the wording.
Yeah.
So you have to do that by the time that the warrant has to be posted.
By tomorrow,
tomorrow.
And I can see the trustees' point of putting the quotation, these are our purposes, like trying to distinguish that
But it
maybe
says
from
for
the
the
RSA.
purpose
Take
of.
care of this tomorrow.
And more importantly, more than once, it has been verbally explained as, oh, that's just the RSA language, and that was not
That's
true.
not the RSA.
Thank you very much, I'll take care of that.
Thank you. Alright, warrant article number 6. Establish and fund police, sorry,
Since I got legal here.
okay,
Just kidding, yeah.
you're on retainer, right?
No, yeah.
Friend of the town.
Okay, so,
Totally retired.
just a question, number 4 is, establish the fund and fire department revolving fund. We're appropriating a sum of $1, but we didn't say raise or appropriate.
Or where it's coming from.
Right.
Raise and approach.
Yeah, you always have to say raise and appropriate.
So I need to add that in there too.
Yeah.
Once
Okay,
there's
so
money
that's the
involved.
That's
Yeah.
the revolving fund,
So 4 and 5, I gotta do that.
but don't those, the revolving funds get funded by fees only?
I think this is to establish just a bank account. We're
$1.
gonna put $1 in to establish the account.
It does say that, yeah, for special details, inspections, bill. Reimbursement.
But if you're gonna raise money, it's raise and appropriate. I don't know that you're restricted to put money in there if you have a town vote into any kind of a fund. You know, what funds it, basically these revolving funds or whatever.
Yeah.
You say-
No, but we wanna set up the bank account, it's $1 to set up the bank
Yeah.
account.
So to Susan's gonna make the point that if you're just saying you're establishing it, you're just establishing it and the money will come later.
The money comes from the fee,
Right, the
Fees that
first
are
fee
paid.
that comes in goes,
yeah,
use that.
so you don't have to appropriate money into it.
So the $1 will come from the fees.
So you can eliminate the
The
dollar.
dollar, why do you need the dollar?
You can eliminate the money
Get rid
altogether.
of it.
The money will just come from the purpose.
Okay. I can do that.
That the dollar was to get the account set up
And then we'll have to amend the budget,
by $2.
every penny. Keep going.
Chris,
You put those extra $2
Sorry.
towards the library, so it just keeps it even at the bottom, yeah.
They were on the chopping block.
So, do we wanna amend the budget or just leave it like this and just? Have to amend the budget.
You could leave it like that and pull it out at town meeting and then your budget would, your operating budget would self-correct at the end of the meeting. That's paperwork.
Chris,
According to the bank, because of and the exact way it all happened, I can't remember, but the Heritage Commission, there was a certain dollar amount that was needed to establish that
That's,
bank.
it's a whole
Nope,
different
nope.
thing. Yeah. It's
Let-
not a
let-
revolving fund.
Yeah, but you still gotta establish a bank account.
So to establish,
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
never mind.
To establish a bank account,
So because of what happened there, we reached out to the bank, if I may finish, Susan, to make sure that there was an adequate amount, and they said $1. So that's why there's $1 in these articles, that's from the bank.
But that's for
That's what the bank told
the
us, you needed
bank
$1
to
to
set up an account
establish the account.
versus.
It's a separate account, separate for just this fund. Anyway,
I believe the point though is simply is you don't need to raise money for this like you would for the commissions or whatever. This was just, you've established a trust fund. So now that trust fund has a purpose of how it's funded, it'll just self-fund and you don't have to describe it.
so the first time we receive money, we can establish the, we can
Right,
establish.
whereas the Heritage
Trying to get it, don't make
Commission,
you go over and you open up an account.
the Heritage Commission, we had to raise and appropriate for.
Got that, Caitlin? Got it.
alright, so then we'll revisit that sheet before the night's over to take $2 off of it.
You gotta take $2 off it.
Alright,
That was, 4311 dash, no.
I have it, it's in the back.
So if you make changes, we have to have another hearing. If you don't make any changes, you can just strike it on the floor.
Yeah, we'll strike it on the floor.
I'm telling you, save you some time.
Striking on the floor sounds good.
Strike it on the floor.
Okay, strike it on the floor.
It's easier.
Easy's good.
No, I don't like it when you sneak up on me like this, I didn't even realize who you were until you spoke to the sergeant, but out of uniform, it's like, who is this guy? Yeah, he's a detective now.
So behave.
I don't think I'm gonna be on the problem. I just drink water, stay at home, come here, cause trouble, go home.
Alright, number 6.
Number 6. Warrant article number 6, establish and fund public safety dispatch software expendable trust fund. To see if the town will vote to establish a public safety dispatch expendable trust fund under the provisions of RSA 35:1. For the purposes to purchase, maintain, and update public safety dispatch software and related equipment. And to raise and appropriate the sum of $5,600 to be placed in this fund. This sum is to come from the unassigned fund balance, no amount is to be raised from taxation. Further, to name the Board of Selectmen as agents to expend from said fund. The Board of Selectmen recommend this and the Budget Committee recommend this article with a 6-0 vote. Chuck?
Why does this have to be a separate trust fund? When you could put it as a line item in the budget,
So it serves both departments, fire and police.
which you can do in both budgets.
Correct. However, I believe if I remember correctly, the concern was changing costs over time. Some of what we're paying is implementation fees, some of it's the base service charge. And that's gonna continue to happen as time goes on and upgrades happen. So this was allowing us to have,
And you come in,
The
every-
money
like
there.
we've done for years and years, you come in every year and you say, here's what we need for next year's budget for those purposes. Don't need a separate warrant.
I remember there being discussion, but I don't remember the details, so if anybody else does, please.
I don't really remember the details, but I think a lot of it had to do with the funding, or the way it was being funded, and right now we're getting, you notice how this got chopped down quite a bit.
Yeah.
The sheriff's department of the county is funding a whole bunch of things, so I think this is really new and kind of up in the
So
air.
a multi-year.
Yeah, it is.
That was the
Yeah.
other, that was the other big
Okay,
thing,
got it.
yeah.
Okay.
We didn't know exactly when, it's
Yep.
estimated to
Good.
happen in quarter 4, so it could spill into the following year.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So
think it's
the
gonna
money will
have
just
legs.
roll over.
No, multi-year, well, yeah, I got multi-year, I forgot about the multi-year capability, thank you.
Thank you.
But,
Sorry.
no, if it's an expendable trust fund, is 35:1 the right citation? It's not a
Trust funds and capital
reserve.
reserves, I'm not sure if they're both under the same RSA, but Susan had it pulled up earlier.
I have it, but I'm not familiar enough.
That's capital reserve, 35,
They're different
yep, it's different, yep.
It
numbers.
must be,
Yeah.
35,
35.
Number 7 is 35, 1, 2.
that is a capital reserve fund.
Yeah,
Capital reserve
35
and
one is,
expendable
capital
trusts.
reserve.
And expendable trust is,
This is not a capital
yeah,
expense.
expendable trust fund is a different number,
Yeah,
35.
they're different.
Go back,
I know, I looked that up a minute ago.
flipping back and forth here. Oops.
Is it 35:1C?
I believe it's
Non-capital?
31:19A.
Yes, right, correct.
So that can be a Scribner's note, like, just, we don't have to have another hearing on it.
Say it, what's the RSA again?
3119A
So, for
number 6.
expendable trust funds, and then this capital reserve. And then the revolving, or whatever it is different.
Well, 7 would still be 35. Yes. One.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
Sorry,
That
you're
one
right.
wouldn't change.
right.
You got that noted?
Yeah, I noted.
Alright. Warrant article 7, establish and fund fire department scuba capital reserve fund. To see if the town will vote to establish fire department breathing apparatus capital reserve fund under the provisions of RSA 35:1. For the purpose of purchasing, repair, replace self-contained breathing apparatus and related equipment utilized by the fire department, and to raise and appropriate the sum of $20,000 to be placed in this fund. The sum is to come from the unassigned fund balance, bless you. No amount to be raised from no amount to be raised from taxation. Further, to name the Board of Selectmen as agents to expend said fund. The Board of Selectmen and Budget Committee recommend this article. Now I got a question on that one.
Fund every year,
So what's it cost right now to replace them all, 100,000?
you can have other budget committee
That
read.
ballpark.
What's that?
You can share the reading
Oh,
if you want.
I could, but
They-
I'm having so much fun.
Okay,
Am I just not going fast enough for you?
no, I just, I know Dave's shared reading, so it's up to
I don't
you.
remember that.
Yeah,
Like I said, Scott, I'd skip the descriptors because it muddies the water, just my personal.
Yeah, yeah.
What's that?
Alright, warrant article number 8, fire truck and fire truck equipment capital reserve fund. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $2,000 be added to the fire truck and fire truck equipment capital reserve fund? This sum is to come from the unassigned fund balance, which represents money received from the town of Parsonfield for fire department mutual aid. No amounts to be raised from taxation. This is a special warrant article. The budget committee and board of selectmen recommend this article.
From a wording standpoint, do you need to have the Parsons Field stuff in there, because we've always had it as a descriptor? I don't ever remember it being part of the warrant article.
I can't remember, but I think it was always in the warrant.
Was it in the warrant?
Yeah, I can't
want me to check?
Nope,
Well, it took the conversation out of where's this money come from all the time, cause everybody's so conditioned to it over the years, I think it was put in the warrant
Okay.
wording, I
good,
think.
done,
Thank you.
thank you.
You wanna verify that?
No, keep going, I'll
Okay.
jump in after,
Alright,
I do have to.
warrant article 9, fire truck and fire truck equipment capital reserve fund. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate a sum of $10,000 to be added to the fire truck and fire truck equipment capital reserve fund? The sum of $10,000 is to be raised from taxation. This is a special warrant article. Budget committee approved this on a 5-1 vote, and the board of selectmen recommend this appropriation.
It's in there, Chuck, last year's.
Thank you.
Does purpose count as a description, Mike?
Yeah, it does. I would move it. It
That
wouldn't be on
purpose
there,
actually does not reflect the updated purpose from last year's town meeting,
but it's,
we
it
changed it
is,
to fire department vehicles. I
but
know
it's
that's
not being
critical.
changed now though, right? This is not being a proposed change.
Correct.
Well, last
However,
year's-
what's typed out there is the old purpose, it's not what was changed at town meeting last year.
Well, there again, yeah, I wouldn't read it because
Alright,
it stands alone now.
Scott,
I'm sorry.
can I go backwards for a moment?
Yes, Grace, you can go backwards.
Thank you, because I like as we're going through, I like where it said the purpose here, so then I went back to look at the other warrant articles. So if I look at 4 and 5, it says, shall the town vote to establish a revolving fund for the purpose of special detail wages? Is it for paying those? Is it for funding those? There's no verb there.
Yes, that purpose is the expenditure of those listed items.
Okay, so can we put in a verb in there to, says what we're going, so it says for the purpose of special detailed wages, or? I'm just looking at, are we garnishing wages, are we?
No, that's just, detailed wages that,
Right, but I didn't know what we were doing, are we paying, so we're using this to pay the wages?
right, to come out, but what's, see, usually it's like, I don't know, was it $100 an hour or something like that for police details?
Right, I understand
Yeah,
what
but
you're
there's a-
saying, but there's no verb in there that says
I
that
think
you're
what
gonna
makes it
do
look
it
weird is that is the stated purpose of the revolving fund,
for,
which is the reasons that we would pay out of the revolving fund. So
But
it
is-
looks weird in the warrant article, but once it's established, that would just be the purpose of the fund.
so that's where I wanna clarify it for the trustees. So we're using this for the purpose of the fire department's special detail wages. So, it seems to me we should say paying, funding,
The trustees wouldn't have any role in those ones.
oh, you're
That
right,
is true.
that's good. Treasure.
I mean, I don't think there's an issue with adding the verb, but that's.
Oh, yeah.
It just
Caitlin.
seems like, so when I was looking at the purpose, I was just trying to make it really clear for people, so we.
Well, thank you.
We're purchasing, maintaining, funding, okay, fine. I'm just, thank you. No, I'm getting my head right. Sorry.
Number 10, only 16 more to go, Scott, you're on a roll.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I lost my place. I appreciate you put me back where I was. Warrant article number 10, well, actually, we already did 11, so. Warrant article number 10, Fire Department Equipment Expendable Trust Fund, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $20,000 be added to the Fire Department Equipment Expendable Trust Fund. The sum of $20,000 is to be raised from taxation. This is a special warrant article. Budget Committee approved this on a vote of 5-1, and the Board of Selectmen recommend this appropriation.
Just so you know, Scott, the last two are throwaways, so you knocked 3 of them off.
Alright,
So,
so I'm making up time.
7 more, yeah, they're rolling.
Catch up, Google. Alright, warrant article number 12, Pine River Road paving, 1.1 miles. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of 500, what a deal, $520,000 to perform a base coat for 1.1 miles and the top coat for the entire 2.2 miles of Pine River Road. The sum of $250,000 is to come from taxation, and the sum of $270,000 is to come from the unassigned fund balance. This is a special warrant article. Budget Committee approved this on a 5-1 vote, and the Board of Selectmen recommend this article. Chris?
Given the scrivener's errors that have already gone on, do we need to strike the 1.1 in the beginning narrative? Cause it's not 1.1, we're actually doing work on the entire road.
Yeah, I would go along with Pine
in the
River
title.
Road paving.
Period, yeah.
So what's it want to strike?
Strike 1.1 from the title. From the title or from the paragraph as well, Chris? Title.
Title, got it.
Alright, warrant article 13, Police Cruiser and Police Cruiser Equipment Capital Reserve Fund. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate a sum of $20,000 to be added to the Police Cruiser and Equipment Capital Reserve Fund? The sum is to be raised from taxation. This is a special warrant article. Budget Committee approved this 5-1. Board of Selectmen recommend this appropriation. Chuck?
Can you skip over 11?
No, we started with 11, the operating budget.
We read through.
Do you need to revisit it? We can go through all 80 sheets again if you'd like.
Thank you, I was just checking everything off, I had that check there.
He'll be here by himself.
Warrant article 14, Police Safety Protective Gear Expendable Trust Fund. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $2,000 be added to the Police Safety Protective Gear Expendable Trust Fund. This sum is to come from taxation. This is a special warrant article. Budget Committee approved this on 5-1 vote, and the Board of Selectmen recommend this appropriation. Warrant article number 15, Transfer Station Recycling Center Capital Reserve Fund. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $2,000 be added to the Transfer Station Recycling Center Capital Reserve Fund? The sum is to come from taxation. This is a special warrant article. Budget Committee approved this on a 5-1 vote, and the Board of Selectmen recommend this appropriation. Alright. Warrant article 16, Change of Purpose Municipal Building Expendable Trust Fund. You good, Grace?
No, yes, I am.
Okay.
No, I'm not, but I'm okay.
You're okay for now?
Yes,
Okay.
You two came together, huh?
I don't know.
To see if the town will vote to change the purpose of the Municipal Building Expendable Trust Fund, which has the current purpose of, in quotes, repairing and maintaining all municipal buildings and parking lots, end quotes. Not to read as, for the purpose of repairing, maintaining, and improving all municipal buildings and parking lots, and to appoint the Board of Selectmen as agents to expend.
Would that change the appointment and changing the purpose?
Change it as a trustee, you wanna change the verbiage.
I'm sorry, say that again, please?
The trustees wanted to change the verbiage on it.
The trustees did?
Anytime you change purpose, you have to list the expenditure agents, whether it's changing or not.
Right.
Alright, warrant articles, you good?
Yeah,
So just a fun fact, for anything that didn't have a monetary item to it, we as a board didn't review it, so things like that we haven't gone through ourselves.
Sorry, we're on 18, right?
No, 17.
17, okay. Warrant Article 17, Municipal Building Expendable Trust Fund, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $10,000 be added to the Municipal Building Expendable Trust Fund. This sum is to be raised from taxation. This is a special warrant article. The Budget Committee and Board of Selectmen recommend this appropriation.
vote,
I just caught,
Missing there?
I just caught that. I went through this a couple of times today. What's that?
What?
Just the vote count from the Budget Committee is missing from 17. So that one's on my list. Warrant Article 18.
I'll be talking tomorrow when we add it.
Okay, yep, I mean, I went back and forth with her today, but that one somehow got missed
What was
again.
the vote?
I'm sure it was 5-1.
I'm sure it was 5,
If it involved taxation, I
It was-
voted against
it
it.
was 5-1, yep, I'm
Who
pretty
was the
sure.
one, who voted against it?
Some guy named Racine.
No, I think it was a Callahan that voted all that.
I think pretty much everything from 16 on was a 5-1 vote. Warrant Article 18, Town Hall Repair and Rehabilitation Expendable Trust Fund. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $10,000 be added to the Town Hall Repair and Rehabilitation Expendable Trust Fund? This sum is to be raised from taxation. This is a special warrant article of the Budget Committee on a 5-1 vote, and the Board of Selectmen recommend this appropriation. Warrant Article 19, Computer and Network Expendable Trust Fund, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $10,000 be added to the Computer Network Expendable Trust Fund. This sum is to come from taxation. This is a special warrant article, the Budget Committee on a 5-1 vote, and the Board of Selectmen recommend this appropriation. Warrant Article 20, Bridge Maintenance Expendable Trust Fund, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $2,000 be added to the Bridge Maintenance Expendable Trust Fund. This sum is to come from taxation. This is a special warrant article, a Budget Committee on a 5-1 vote, and the Board of Selectmen recommend this appropriation. Warrant Article 21, Emergency Management Generator Replacement Expendable Trust Fund. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $1,000 be added to the Emergency Management Generator Replacement Expendable Trust Fund? This sum is to come from taxation. This is a special warrant article. Budget Committee on a 5-1 vote, and the Board of Selectmen recommend this article. Warrant Article 22, Invasive Aquatic Plant Non-Capital Reserve Fund. Shall the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $1,000 be added to the Invasive Aquatic Plant Non-Capital Reserve Fund? This sum is to come from taxation. This is a special warrant article, the Budget Committee on a 5-1 vote, and Board of Selectmen recommend this appropriation. Warrant Article 23, Change of Purpose Voting Machine Expendable Trust Fund, to see if the town will vote to change the purpose of the voting Machine Expendable Trust Fund, which has the current purpose of purchasing a state-approved election voting machine, to now read as for the purpose of procuring and maintaining state-approved election equipment, and to appoint the Board of Selectmen as agents to expend. I'd be concerned if you were shaking your head no. Warrant Article 24.
Right.
Yep, I just didn't know if there was more behind that. Acceptance of RSA 41:14-A, to see if the town will vote to adopt RSA 41:14-A to allow the selectmen to acquire or sell land buildings, or both, provided, however, they shall first submit any such proposed acquisition or sale to the planning board and to the Conservation Commission for review and recommendation by those bodies. This article will remain in effect until rescinded by a majority vote.
I think there's something missing in how that's worded. Isn't it about properties that have been gifted?
Correct.
And it reads as if it's just, that's what you need to adopt in order to acquire or sell anything.
I didn't see anything in the RSA that said gifted, which,
Yeah, just said ours.
so I don't know that it covers anything being gifted. Which opens a whole nother thing, and purpose is why somebody would gift something to the town if they wanted.
Well, we had two
to.
properties, that was gifted, and we couldn't put it on the auction. They've been around for about 30 years. So from the auctioneer, saying first lawyers, basically, we had to take the properties off the auction block.
Right.
Basically, we have to go to this route, which you recommended RSA 41-14-A, to have the public vote on it, to gift properties, to sell gifted properties.
So that's the thing that bothered me about this, was the gifted part, because if somebody gifted something to the town and
Should
the
be in
desire
writing.
was to have the town keep it in perpetuity,
But that should be in writing.
that should be flagged in the face. Well, I don't know what else exists,
There's nothing exists on it.
so that would be something for the town attorney or something, I think.
This RSA does not cover gifted property.
No, it doesn't.
It specifically says the provisions of this section shall not apply to the demolition or disposal of, and the select board shall have no authority to demolish or dispose of any real estate that has been given, devised, or
Correct.
bequeathed to the town for charitable or community purposes, except as provided in a couple of areas.
Well, then we're gonna have to look into this one.
Because once you told me it was for gifted properties, when I looked it up, that's what I found, and it didn't cover it, in my opinion.
Yes, Susan?
Yeah, and the wording, only says that, where am I? That the selectmen have to consult with the planning board and conservation commission. Where the statute goes farther and says the selectmen have to consult with the planning board, conservation, the heritage commission, and the historic district commission.
If it's in their
If the
districts.
building lies within a defined district.
Yeah, for a building, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So we'll
Vacant land, conservation.
But you're asking the town to adopt this statute, to give this authority to the board of selectmen. But you're, in the wording, you're limiting, it's not just, the statute doesn't just limit to sale of land or acquisition of
Right,
land.
Bill.
It includes building. So if in the future there were to be a building, this could cause some confusion.
So we should add the whole RSA
So you
language.
either adopt the whole thing or not.
Got it. But RSA 41-14-A is correct.
41 colon
Colon, yeah,
dash A
it's the right,
is the right statute, yes,
okay.
Yeah.
We just got it.
Or not pertaining to gifting, but for
He just
distributing
said.
land.
yes.
The way it's
Wait a minute.
written right now makes it sound like you couldn't have sold anything
That was gifted.
ever. No,
Right.
just ever.
The permanent file has it in there that you can sell. And you should check the permanent file, make sure this isn't on there.
So let me get back to Susan here. So in RSA, is it stating gifting or not?
No,
It's a complex.
Let's,
hold on,
please.
please.
The provisions of this section shall not apply to the sale of, and the selectmen shall have no authority to sell, A, town-owned conservation land,
Correct,
any part of a town forest established by
Right.
31-110, any real estate that has been given, devised, or bequeathed to the town for charitable or community purposes. So if somebody gave land and said,
made a park,
you own it, but build a fire station on this land. You couldn't sell that.
Okay, I got that. But if you have a piece of wooded lot,
But if you have,
a wooded lot,
It's
if you
gifted.
just had a wooded lot gifted for no particular purpose, just here town,
excuse me?
just given to the town for
Right.
no purpose.
That could be for community, that could be.
That would be community, I
Yeah.
would think.
Yeah.
Especially if you're timbering on that property.
Well, that's not, that one, timbering is not, I don't know if that's part of it, but,
No, but it's a town purpose, you receive money for that timber.
so we need to review it.
It's town forest,
We need to re-review it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would,
to meet your purposes, yes.
Okay.
The other two RSAs that are listed do talk about the process for disposing of those lands, so
Right.
maybe that's how this RSA applies. But the verbiage in those two RSAs is above my head, so.
Elena, did you have?
I know we've got two, or at least out of the 3 or 4 41 RSAs for the statute 41, RSA 41, blah, 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 is in the permanent report of the town that's been adopted.
Elena, did you have another comment?
No,
On
not
this?
really, just it just needs to be looked at and clearly articulated.
That's where I was going with, I'm trying to, agree.
So Leo, if you want an updated, permanent report of the town, you just call DRA and they provide that, cause they keep a record of. what the-
Right, I know, yeah.
And they didn't know if you don't,
I think I have one on my desk.
I have one, but it's probably dated, it's probably
Grace, did you
8
have a?
years old.
Well, I was going to say the RSA 41 :14 is not a bad RSA to adopt in and of itself.
Correct.
That just taking that by itself, and then the gifting could be resolved with another warrant article.
Agree.
Um,
Isn't there in case, yeah. Alright,
Alright,
I don't think you have
Good.
anything on the books that lets you acquire at this point, buy some parcels
no,
as a selectman, so that might be good for,
future.
yeah.
warrant article 25, to see if the town will vote to accept the reports.
Of its agents and auditors. What report? I'm not even reading it. Come on. I know there's more.
To see if the town will vote to accept the reports of its agents and auditors.
Yeah, really.
If
Haven't
you're
seen
paying
any
attention.
reports.
Hi. And warrant article, what's that?
It's a test.
That's a test. And warrant article 26, all other business, to transact any business that may legally come before said meeting.
Like, motion to adjourn, that kind of stuff.
Not here, but at town meeting, yeah. Any further comments from the public? Hearing none?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you all, I'm sorry.
No, before, I appreciate all the work that the select board and the budget committee do on this, cause I know the work that goes on behind the scenes. and
Thank you,
It's hours upon hours upon hours of dedicated time, thank you.
thank you. And thank you all very much for coming.
Motion to adjourn.
You don't get to make it. Put a new warrant article in. So the last, so does the budget committee have any other business?
No,
Alright, then, as it stands right now, our next meeting is gonna be 2/24, where we get to sign final documents. Hopefully we'll have cleaned up warrants. That's what's on the calendar.
You said
Yeah, 2/24
2/24,
is when we get together to sign documents.
okay.
so she has to submit it to 7:47 to the state, once it's approved, 7:47, right?
7:57,
47 or 57?
37?
37. I don't know, anyway, we have a form to sign on the 24th.
We have a 7:37 after town vote, I think it's actually like,
That's after town.
And then, I'm gonna ask her for copies of these warrant articles when they're cleaned up.
Yes.
Okay, you're gonna handle all that?
Yeah.
And then I have one. What's that?
We'll all get a copy.
Yeah,
Yeah, once I get the cleaned up version, I'll send it out to the committee. And lastly, Mike made a motion to adjourn. I'll second.
oh, I'm rescinding that now, I'm pulling my motion. Shot me now?
Alright, then you seconded it. At 6:51. All in favor? Any opposed?
Elena was opposed at first.
You don't wanna be the one voice of dissension, Mike?
No, she's doing it.
Be safe if you go about Palm Sunny.
Oh, yeah, probably, yeah, one